So now that we've discussed having a vision, let's talk about living the vision. So first, have it, then second, live it. What does it mean to live the vision? It means once it's clear, concise, and convincing, everyone in your faith community, everyone in the organization clearly understands the vision. Then we say, how do we live it? At Impact Church, we published a book called 0 to 80. And one of the ideas in this book, number 8, talks about demonstration. That is how we live the vision. How do you live your vision? Or are you living your vision at all? If not, try demonstration. What does demonstration look like? For instance, if your vision is to reach young people in your local community, but all of your resources, all of your marketing, and all of your attention is going towards senior adults, that means you're really not living your vision. Now, some people say, wow, I love senior adults. I love senior adults too, but that's not our core vision. Our core vision is reaching young people in our community. Then that means everything we do, or at least the majority of what we do in our organization, in our faith community, has to flow towards reaching young people. So as you go through your process of clarifying, making your vision more concise, and making it more convincing, ask those who are closest to you in leadership, are we living the vision? Now, here is where leadership gets to be pretty tough. When we talk about vision alignment, most times we're not living our vision because we're living in a world of misalignment when it comes to our vision. So, for instance, our vision is A, but our demonstration is B. Our vision is C, but our demonstration is D. And this is when we run into conflicts with those we're trying to reach, because they hear us say one thing related to our vision, but they see us living another thing. And for us, that may not be a disconnect, but for the people we're trying to reach, it is an absolute disconnect. I heard one pastor say this about volunteerism. He says, if you don't have enough volunteers, you don't have a volunteer problem, you have a systems problem, meaning that something has happened in your system that is not allowing people to come in the flow of volunteerism and then go out and make a difference in their world. So for many of us, we don't have a resource problem. We don't have a people problem. We have a vision alignment problem, because resources always follow vision. Possibilities follow vision. All of the finances that we need to make the vision possible, whenever vision is clearly aligned, then the resource and then the finances will always follow. But as leaders, we have to make sure there is vision alignment in our organizations. Here's a tough leadership lesson as it relates to living our vision. There are times when we have to do a test to ask, is everybody in alignment with this vision? Is everyone living the vision? Now, you're always going to have a few people who don't believe in the vision. You're always going to have a few people who don't like the vision. Those are acceptable losses. But if the great majority of folks don't clearly understand the vision and they're not clearly aligned with the vision, you've got a vision alignment problem. And at the end of the day, your organization, your faith community is not living the vision. Tough part of leadership is sometimes sitting down groups of people and individuals who aren't demonstrating the vision and ask, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you living the vision of hospitality? Why aren't you living the vision of excellence? Give them an opportunity to respond. And if their response is, I don't believe in it, or I don't care for it, leader, you got to make sure that those folks aren't the closest to the burner. Because if they're the closest to the burner, if they're the closest to the fire, they'll cost you the most. And any organization or any faith community that doesn't have alignment in vision, it can never reach its destination. As a matter of fact, it will just circle the runway and never land. or it'll circle the track and never get to a destination. You'll use all your resources, you'll frustrate all your talent, and you as a leader, you'll get burned out. Not because the vision isn't great, it's because people aren't aligned with the vision. So first, you got to have a vision. Secondly, you have to live the vision. And then third, here is this weird, crazy phrase. A lot of times when you hear this phrase, you think of something icky, something nasty. In particular, having a young child, she uses this phrase from time to time. Here is this phrase, ooze it. Say it with me, ooze it. I know you haven't said that word since you were in first grade. I know you haven't said that word since you were in elementary school on the playground when someone got a cut and they said, ooh, it's oozing blood. Well, what in the world does this word ooze have to do with vision? Because whenever you have it, whenever you live it, you gotta ooze it. What does that mean? It means the vision is so clear. The vision is so concise. The vision is so convincing that it actually infects the DNA of your faith community. It actually infects the DNA of your organization. For those of you who are faith leaders, one of the things that concerns me as it relates to the faith community as opposed to corporations, we clearly know that corporations in our world are wonderful organizations. But a lot of these corporations make things like nuts and bolts. And these people believe in what they make so much that they use phrases like, we bleed a certain color, or we bleed a certain goal. And here we are in the faith community, and we believe in a greater and a higher power that can change any situation in any part of our world. But we don't bleed it, we don't ooze it, we don't magnify it. So what does it mean? Whenever you have your vision, whenever you live your vision, you have to make a way for it to ooze through every part of the organization. What does ooze look like? Ooze looks like something that impacts your vision or stands out for your vision in the way your organization sends out emails. Ooze impacts your worship because people who are coming for the first time can see your vision in worship. Ooze impacts your hospitality. People who are coming to your worship center or your organization for the first time, they don't know your vision, but the vision rubs off on them because the person who greets them at the door is oozing the vision of hospitality. This is what you got to do when you meet with your volunteers. This is what you have to do when you meet with your staff. Ask them this question. When is the last time you oozed our vision? And if you're not oozing the vision, you may not be in the right place. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, but it may mean you're not the right person for this current vision. So remember, have it, live it, ooze it. Now here's the final piece as we wrap up this webinar as it relates to casting vision. This final piece is perhaps one of the most important pieces. It is proclaim it. So have it, live it, ooze it, proclaim it. What does it mean to proclaim it? It boils down to this one huge, fantastic, marvelous word, communication. Now, for each of us, communication means different things. For some of us in our faith communities, the best form of communication is through the preached word. For others of us in our faith communities, the best form of communication is social media. For some of us in our organization, the best form of communication is the water cooler and just the general conversation between staff and volunteers. Whatever your form of communication is, you have to make sure, you really have to ensure that the vision is attached to everything you communicate. So for instance, when you close out your email, just don't close out with your name. Underneath your name, Put your vision statement so that a person can see it and feel convinced by it. When you send out tweets or Facebook and all of the other wonderful forms of social media, where is the vision in the social media? We're reaching millions of people across the world with social media. And if we don't attach our vision and if it doesn't ooze through it, then how will people ever know? I talk a lot about hospitality. And in our book, 0 to 80, we spend a great deal of time talking about hospitality. And a lot of people overlook hospitality because they don't see the connection between hospitality and vision. If our vision is to reach people for God, if our vision is to reach people for a common good, but our hospitality does not welcome people, our hospitality does not make people feel as if they belong, then that will be a vision misalignment. And whenever there's non-alignment with that vision, then we fail to convince people that our vision is real. You got to find every way you can to proclaim it. I know one pastor says this: I proclaim it by casting vision, casting vision, casting vision, casting vision, casting vision, casting vision. And I know, just like you were tired of hearing me say that, there are some of you who are so tired of casting vision. And you say, when in the world can I ever get to a point to where I no longer have to cast vision? Well, when you stop casting vision, I can promise you it will be the end of your organization. It'll be the end of your faith community. We grow by reminding people of the vision. And as the vision is renewed, the organization always grows. So friends, I hope this webinar has been a blessing to you and helps you in your specific area of vision casting. Remember these keys. You have to have it. You must live it. You must ooze it. And then you have to find every way possible to proclaim it. God bless you. Go and cast that vision.
Good.
All right. Oh, man.